Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're focusing on something that I'm sure many of you will find fascinating. We're talking all about chicken nest boxes.
Sounds like a plan to me.
So, if you're already raising a flock of your own, or maybe you're just thinking about starting out, or maybe you just really like chickens, who knows? We're going to get into some of the details of what makes a good nest box and what to consider when you're choosing one. We'll be taking a look at some specific products and features too,
Okay, sounds good.
like the VEVOR chicken nest box. Have you ever heard of this one?
I have. It's a pretty popular model, I think.
Yeah, it's a six-compartment model, and it's got all kinds of bells and whistles, corrosion-resistant, metal-inclined nesting boxes, bottom holes,
Oh, yeah.
even a resting platform. I mean, can you imagine little chickens just chilling out on a platform like that?
Well, chickens actually like to roost in high places. They feel more secure up high.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of an instinctual thing. In the wild, they would roost in trees to avoid predators and to establish a pecking order, so to speak.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
So even in a coop, they still have those instincts.
Exactly. So that platform, it might seem like just a fun little extra, but it actually serves a purpose. It gives them a sense of security and a place to survey their domain.
That's so interesting. I love that. Okay, so we talked about this a bit already, but the VEVO nest boxes, they're inclined. And I was wondering if you could speak to that a little bit more. Like, is there a reason they're not just flat?
Well, yeah, there are a couple of reasons, actually. First of all, chickens naturally prefer to lay their eggs on an incline. It's kind of how they would build their nests in the wild,
Oh, I see.
kind of sloping downwards. So the incline design just kind of mimics that natural behavior. And then secondly, the incline helps the eggs roll forward, which makes them easier to collect.
Makes sense to me.
And it helps prevent them from getting cracked or dirty.
Oh, right, because of those little bottom holes you mentioned. Yeah.
Exactly. Those holes allow any dirt or debris to fall through. And it also helps to ventilate the nest box, keeping it fresh and dry.
So it's both about making it easier for us to collect the eggs
Yeah.
and making a better environment for the chickens.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, so we were talking about those materials earlier.
Mm.
And I'm curious, why is corrosion-resistant metal such a good choice for a chicken coop? I mean, I imagine things can get pretty messy in there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Chicken coops are notorious for being damp and messy. There's droppings and feathers and, all sorts of stuff going on in there. So you need a material that can withstand all of that.
So wood isn't a good idea.
Well, wood is the traditional material, but it can rot over time, especially if it gets wet.
Oh, true.
Plus, it can be harder to clean and it can harbor mites and other pests. Plastic is another option, but it can become brittle and crack, especially in cold weather.
I see.
So metal is really the best choice for durability and hygiene. It's easy to clean, it's resistant to rust and corrosion, and it can withstand the wear and tear of a busy chicken coop. Now, when we talk about corrosion-resistant metal, we're usually looking at galvanized steel or aluminum. Galvanized steel is pretty common, it's very affordable, and it does a great job of resisting rust. Aluminum is another option. It's more expensive, but it's very lightweight. And it's naturally corrosion resistant, although it can dent a bit easier. So yeah, metal is a great all-around choice for a nest box.
All right, good. So we've learned a lot about the materials. Now, how about the size? I mean, 6 compartments? That seems like a lot. Wouldn't that take up a ton of space in a coop?
Well, it depends on the size of your coop, of course. But yeah, 6 compartments is definitely on the larger side.
Yeah.
A lot of nest boxes you'll find on the market have 1 to 4 compartments. But if you have a large flock or if you have breeds that tend to be more territorial about their nesting spots,
Yeah.
then having more compartments can be really beneficial. It can reduce competition and stress among the hens.
I never thought about chickens getting stressed.
Oh, yeah. They can definitely get stressed, especially if they feel like they don't have enough space or if they're constantly being bothered by other hens.
Makes sense.
So having enough nest boxes is important for keeping them happy and healthy.
So those extra compartments in the VEVOR box could actually lead to more eggs.
It's possible. Happy hens lay more eggs, that's for sure.
And speaking of happy hens, I imagine having enough space is especially important if you have different breeds of chickens all living together in the same coop, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not all the same size, are they?
Nope, not at all. You might have tiny little bantams sharing a coop with big, fluffy Orpingtons.
Wow, what a variety.
And some breeds like Silkies, they're known for being broody, which means they like to sit on their eggs for long periods.
Oh, wow.
So you need to make sure they have enough space to do that comfortably without feeling cramped or disturbed. And that's where a well-designed nest box like this VEVO model can really make a difference. It's designed to accommodate different breeds and sizes of chickens, so everyone has a comfy place to lay their eggs.
I am learning so much about nest boxes. Who knew there was so much to think about?
It really is more complex than it seems at first glance, right?
Yeah, it's like you're designing a tiny little house for your chickens with all the amenities.
Exactly. You have to think about their comfort, their safety, their natural instincts. It's all about creating a space where they can thrive and be productive.
Right. Happy hens, happy life, as they say.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
So it seems like we've learned that a good chicken nest box, it's not just about collecting eggs. It's really about creating a space where your chickens can feel safe and comfortable and do what they do best.
That's a great way to put it.
So for everyone listening out there, next time you see a chicken or an egg for that matter, maybe take a moment to think about the design and the intention that went into creating that little nest box. It's a fascinating little world, and there's so much we can learn from it. Until next time, happy exploring.